Rockeyez would like to welcome Jason Staton, No Love Lost. Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, man, how's it going? Great to talk to you.
Cool. The band started in 2006, right?
That is correct.
And before that, you were in the 80s band Asylum. Tell me a little bit about the early days, compared to today's day.
Wow, it's a different world. Obviously, the stuff back in the 80s was going strong back at the time we were doing that. It's a little different game nowadays. The whole industry's changed. It's a tough game now, but there is a good market for it. It's just a little harder to reach everybody. But that's how things are, and you just pick up and move on and work the best you can with what you've got. And we've been having a great time working with Kibble Records, and the people that are supportive are really, really behind it 100%. So, it all makes it worthwhile. We're enjoying ourselves.
Great. Do you think an indie label like Kibble Records is basically the place to go now for, new artists and stuff like that? Because basically major labels are just a waste now. So, it seems like the indie labels are really thriving.
Well, I do. I do believe that, and I think there are a number of reasons for it. As you say, obviously, the major labels seem to be, completely dead in the water. I don't think they realize or understand what to do next. I don't think they really know how to change their game to adapt to the change in the environment. So I'm not seeing, other than pop artists and, some of the country artists, I'm not seeing them really have a whole lot of success with anybody. But more importantly, I think the difference is with a smaller label like Kibble, it's much more like a family that you're working with, and he really is directly, proactively involved with all his artists. He's a great guy to work with, and it's just not the big corporate game that you get caught up with when you're dealing with major labels. So there are a lot more pros and advantages to it, and he's passionate about what we're doing. I mean, he likes, he's not just in it to try to make money and grab anything he can get, whatever works for him. He's a good businessman, but he's really passionate about the music that we're doing and what we're trying to do. So that makes a difference too, because he's really behind it. He really believes in what we're about.
Cool. And what about like a tour support? How would that work with an indie label?
It is more difficult because obviously the one advantage that most of the major labels do have is usually much larger budgets and a little broader net as far as their networking and casting and everything, and the artists that they're involved with or communicate with. So that makes it a little easier for them to work from that perspective. But John's got some great artists, and he's connected, well tied in with the Melodic Rock community. And, he knows a lot of the people that are in the game. So he's able to network directly with the target group that we're trying to reach very effectively. So he's able to pull us in and get us shows where we need to be seen to maximize our exposure to our target audience.
Cool. Now, that definitely had to be an advantage for Melodic Rock 3 out in Chicago, which we attended. You had a great set there. You got to meet a lot of fans. Tell me your experience at that Melodic Rock 3 festival that basically, you really broadened your audience by people who didn't know the band.
Well, that's right, and it was amazing. I mean, I was not really expecting. I mean, I'd heard a lot of things about it. Obviously, that was my first time attending one, or certainly performing at one, and it was amazing to me. I mean, there were people from all over the world. I mean, as soon as we got there and checked into the hotel, there was a huge community of people from everywhere. I mean, there were people from South America, from Europe, from Australia, from all over the U.S. and Canada. I mean, it was just amazing that many people were really gathering in that spot for that event. And it really reinforced my belief that there really is a strong demand and interest in the kind of stuff that we're doing that's still alive and well and thriving out there all over the world. And it was great. Everybody was really supportive and treated us so professionally, and it was really a great experience. We all had a really good time. We'll never forget it.
Cool, cool, and definitely it was like a family atmosphere because like I didn't see no egos or no attitudes. I mean, I'm sure there was, but I mean, it didn't show off to the fans at all. And I think, the thing about melodic rock, is that all the bands are accessible, and you get to meet people who you enjoy their music with, and they actually treat you with respect and vice versa, band and fan got along so well. Even at the hotel that was booked for Melodic Rock Fest, just seeing people who you admire, just coming down the elevator and you're eating breakfast with them and stuff like that. What was that feeling like, being so attached to the fans?
Well, definitely. I think you nailed it a lot. I mean, there really, if there were, a lot of egos, and musicians typically sometimes have a lot of that going on, but I didn't experience it. I mean, everybody did seem to feel like, hey, we're all in this together. This is one big family, and we're glad to be here, and we're glad to be working with everybody that's in this scene. And it really was. I mean, there were a lot of parties, as far as like. Before and after parties, meet and greets, like you say, getting together during the morning just when everybody's going down to have breakfast, and getting on the shuttles to and from the venue, anything like that. I mean, there was a lot of interaction with all of the musicians that were there to play, and there just seemed to be an instant camaraderie with everybody. Everybody seemed to really be happy to be there and really supportive of each other, and that was great too, because it wasn't like some huge competition or anything, or any of that kind of environment just didn't seem to exist.
It definitely was cool, because even Vic Rivera of Adrian Gale missed the shuttle bus, and he saw, we're friends and stuff. Hey, I missed the shuttle. Can you take me over to the venue? Yeah, no problem. It was really, really cool. I enjoyed that kind of atmosphere, and it was excellent for me, at least. And I'll be there again this year. But let's get back to your debut album, No Loss, Love Lost. I see on NEMF Records, it was in the top 10 charts over there. And what's that experience like, a debut album already in the top 10?
Well, obviously it's great. I mean, it's great news, and we were really thrilled by it, especially in the timing, because, we really didn't get the album released until into September. So, for it to take off and do that well in a short period of time was really thrilling. I mean, it was a big deal for us, and we're really happy about it. So anytime, you have some relatively good reviews or some success with something, it's always positive, it's always motivating, and it's good news all the way around. So, we're really happy and thrilled by it. We're just hoping people are enjoying it.
Cool, cool. And the first single was Little Things, and it seems like it's getting a lot of, attention with fans and stuff. Can you tell me anything about that song?
Well, it was one of the songs on the album that we really felt was pretty strong. John obviously liked it. He kind of picked it as the one that he wanted to promote and use as the single. Most of our stuff, I mean, just about all the material is a collaborative effort as far as the writing goes. That one, believe it or not, was primarily an idea, in the beginning stages, was primarily an idea by our drummer, Brian Asbell. It was really interesting because it was kind of his baby and his idea, and he literally kind of had a melody in his head that he kind of hummed out to me that I found on guitar. I kind of found what he was hearing in his head on guitar, and we put it together that way. But it really, for the most part, was pretty much his baby. So it's interesting that the first single off the album was actually for in some respects our drummer's idea. But he's a great writer. I mean, he produced the album, and he's a great writer and musician. So it goes beyond the typical role of just what you would normally associate a drummer's. I guess his job would be in the outfit.
Cool, cool. My particular favorite song was Miles Apart, and I thought that really was good. You got to open up a lot on your guitar work on that song, and can you tell me anything about that song?
Yeah, that was another one. When we were writing it, it started as something entirely different. You know, it was it kind of came in. The bass player had an idea, and we kind of took it and tweaked it a little bit and reshaped it. Everybody brought another element in, you know, to put their mark on it, and it just kind of evolved out of nowhere. And the next thing we knew, we had a song that we felt pretty good about. I like it a lot too. It's one of my favorites on there too, just because it kind of captures more of a kind of a Rainbow meets Journey type vibe on it, and that was something we kind of wanted to have some. We've got a lot of that influence in our style and writing, so that was kind of something we were trying to achieve, and I think it came across reasonably well.
Yeah, definitely a great song. Now, are you working on new material as we speak?
We are. In fact, we just had a rehearsal last night with the other guitar player and Scott Board, the vocalist, and we are really, you know, working up some great new material. Scott has got some fantastic new ideas. I'm really, really excited for people to hear them. I mean, I feel like this second album that we're going to do, and we're shooting for doing that sometime. You know, we've been talking to John about it. We're trying to get it organized to do sometime early summer. You know, hopefully by June or something like that. But it's really, I'm really feeling confident that this is going to be a really strong record that we're going to have coming. So we're excited.
Cool. Is there anything else in the plans for this year?
Well, you know, not so much right now. I mean, our main focus is during the winter months when the festival season's kind of low and there's not a whole lot going on that way. We're really trying to focus on getting the new tracks done, finished, recorded, and ready to go, and gear up for the summer and fall season for doing some. We're still playing just, you know, some local stuff, North Carolina, you know, and regionally we're just doing some. You know, club venues and stuff like that to stay active and out there. But other than that, we're really trying to get geared up and focused for the recording.
Cool. Now, when a fan comes up to you and say at Melodic Rock or anywhere and you know, asks for an autograph, what's that feeling like?
It's a little overwhelming, honestly. I mean, you know, it's kind of funny because it's great. Obviously, it's very flattering. We love the fans and the support and their interest in you know, wanting to be supportive of the band. It's just funny because, you know, especially at Melodic Rock Fest, we were kind of caught off guard. We didn't anticipate the kind of reception that we got and reaction from fans that kept us really tied up doing meet and greets and stuff for as long as we did. Because we had no idea. I mean, the record literally had just come out, so we didn't believe that there had been the time needed to, you know, generate that much interest or get people out, you know, to really know about the material enough or the band, honestly. So it's kind of it can be it can catch you off guard, but it is flattering, and you always enjoy it, and it's great to, you know, interact with the people who you reach with the stuff you're trying to. The music you make and the stuff you're trying to promote. Cool.
Well, Jason Staton, No Love Lost, congratulations on the new album, and I look forward to the upcoming album during the summer or fall or whatever, and it was great talking to you. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Just want to say thanks so much for your support. We really appreciate it, and the best is coming in 2014.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. It's great talking to you, man. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.